Let's look at the volume by entity function. So here's a situation where a small intersection has been surveyed, and you can see the edge of the pavement represented by the red lines. A surface was generated, and I'll turn on a tin that represents that surface. If I turn it on the side, you can see that it's a sloping section of road. I'll go over to View and change my visual style to 2D so that it's easier to see what's beneath our tin. So what we need to do is calculate a volume that's limited by the red lines that you saw before, and there's no simple way in this example to use a closed polyline to limit the area. So we're going to use a less commonly used method for generating a volume, and that's the entity method. So what this method requires us to do is draw a tin, and we're not going to work with a surface. So what I'll do here is I'll isolate just the layer that has the tin, and what I need to do is explode the tin. So I'll type explode in the command line, and that turns the tin into its individual triangle elements. And so because we have triangles on the edges that we do not want to be included in our surface, I can now delete the triangles. There, and now I've got it fully cleaned up so that only these triangles will be used in this volume calculation. So now let's start volume by entity, and I need to select all of the triangle faces, and I hit enter. And if I open up my command line, I can see what it gives me is a count of the number of faces, and it gives me a positive volume. And so this is a volume just down to the zero datum. Now if you needed to calculate a volume between two different surfaces, then you have to create a tin that you have to create a second tin and then subtract the volume to zero from the two results. While I'm in here, another very useful tool under Utilities is Surface Area. I can select that, and this also allows me to select all the 3D faces in the tin. And when I hit on enter, then it opens up my command line, and here it gives me a surface area on which consists just of the area of each of the 3D faces. And this is different from the type of area that you would calculate using the boundaries command or the fast area command, because it's essentially a slope area. So if I needed to calculate the amount of asphalt I need for a steep hill, or the amount of turf I need for a steep hill, then this would be the ideal method because it accounts for slope as well as area. So thanks for your interest in this movie.